Powered by Riverside FM.
Man, this has been a busy offseason for the Minnesota Vikings, man. It has been real busy. If you think about where the team was after the loss to the Rams in the playoffs to where we are now, it has been a busy season. A lot of additions, a lot of changes, a lot of controversy, the whole Aaron Rodgers thing, man. Should he come in and replace JJ McCarthy? Should JJ McCarthy get his shot? Now you're looking at JJ McCarthy is about to get his shot, and he, for all intents and purposes, is looking like he's going to be the savior of the organization, or at least that is what people are labeling him as. The highest drafted quarterback in the history of the franchise, a championship DNA type quarterback. Everybody is looking at JJ McCarthy as the savior. But here on Unconventional Playbook, let's flip the script a little bit, because I think we're missing something. What if the guy that's really under a lot of pressure is the head coach? The head coach. KOC. I mean, KOC, you can argue, has had 3 pretty good years with the Minnesota Vikings. His second-year quarterback injuries, I mean, come on, man. People that blame KOC for that season that we should have done better are just haters on KOC, I'm telling you. They're just haters on KOC. You lose your quarterback and still find ways to compete. Yeah, that year was ugly, man, with the Pastronaut and just a rotation of quarterbacks, man. But that thing could have fell apart under another coach, and I honestly can't say that fell apart under KOC. And when he had a healthy quarterback in place, you saw what he did his first year, 13 wins. You saw what he did his third year, 14 wins. And the only thing that you're waiting on is a playoff win. And I think now that he has his quarterback, JJ McCarthy, I think that puts a little bit of pressure on him, man. I don't care if JJ McCarthy is a rookie. He's got his guy. The roster has turned over the way he wants it. He has his coaches in place. And I know how hard this fan base can be on KOC when the emotions are high during the season. So to sit here and say, nah, KOC doesn't have any pressure on him, he just signed an extension. I'm not saying KOC is going to get fired. Like, I'm not saying that there's a possibility that if he has a bad year that he's going to get the axe. I don't see him having a terrible year where he wins 1 or 2 games. Like, I think then that comes into play. But I think he's going to have the floor is a pretty decent season. So I'm not saying that there's a chance he's going to get fired, but I do think there's some added pressure from KOC. Do you agree, UP Nation? I mean, this season could define KOC's career, and not enough people are talking about it loud enough. He's got JJ McCarthy. JJ McCarthy is a rookie, and I think, mistakes are expected from JJ McCarthy. This is O'Connell's 4th season in full control of the offense, and he's got a lot of pieces, man. He's got a lot of pieces. KOC handpicked JJ McCarthy, and I know I get a little bit of pushback, but I'm a thinker, man. I like to think that I just wonder what would have happened if the Atlanta Falcons would not have jumped over the Minnesota Vikings to draft Michael Penix Jr. I'm not trying to hate on J.J. McCarthy. I'm not saying that would have been a better pick. I personally like the pick of J.J. McCarthy, but what if, man? I'm always thinking what if. If the Falcons would have never jumped over the Vikings, would the Vikings have chosen Michael Penix, and why? What attributes do they see in Michael Penix Jr. that maybe they didn't see in J.J. McCarthy to draft him first? I always wonder, when you look at the quarterbacks that were taken ahead of J.J. McCarthy, I would have loved to have been in the room to get KOC's true evaluation of why are you choosing these guys over the guy that you eventually took in J.J. McCarthy. I'm just a hypothetical thinker. Kill me. You can push back on that. I just think about that kind of stuff all the time. I think he handpicked J.J. McCarthy, which was a great pick. So if J.J. struggles, which he's going to have his rookie moments, the spotlight is going to shift to the guy that drafted him. I think when you look at J.J., he's going to have a long leash. I don't think anybody expects for him, people that are realistic, expecting him to come in and just light it up. I think he's going to have those rookie moments. But if he has a lot of rookie moments, I think, man, realistically, that's going to shift some of the venom, I guess, if you want to call it that, to KOC. KOC drafted him. This is his guy. No more excuse, no more Kirk Cousins, no more bridge quarterbacks. This is what everybody wanted to see, and KOC has been 100% in on JJ McCarthy. Then you talk about the veteran weapons. Justin Jefferson, Addison, Hockenson, Aaron Jones. Now you're giving KOC one of the best offensive lines in football. The arsenal is great on the offensive side of the ball, and you can't argue that the defense has not improved. And you got the mad scientist, is what I like to call him, the mad scientist, B-Flow, who is in his lab right now coming up with a lot of stuff, man. That defense is going to be great. One area that KOC has always kind of been criticized in is red zone, clock, decision-making issues. Will be magnified with the rookie quarterback, time management, stuff like that. He's always kind of, no matter how well we were playing, no matter how many games that we win, there's always that narrative about KOC. What will he do in the red zone? Clock management, decision-making. It's going to be a lot of pressure there. And then I think about, with a rookie quarterback, there are no guarantees, man. And I'm going to knock on wood here because I want the Vikings to get off to the best start possible. Remember the start they got off to last year with Sam Darnold? I don't think anybody expected that. But that's the type of start that I'm hoping that KOC and the boys, the purple, have next year, because it could be detrimental for a rookie quarterback. I don't think, I always say that JJ McCarthy, he's got that zen, man. There's not too much that's going to bother JJ. Bad start, good start. He's going to have that even keel. But you don't want to put that undue pressure on KOC. A slow start could be kind of disastrous for the purple. You got Burrow, Lamar, Hurts, all visit. What if the Vikings start like 1-3? What is the narrative? What is the Minnesota Viking fan base going to be like? What is the media going to be like? See, I think this is why at times, when your butt's not on the line, you have all type of opinions. But when your butt's on the line, this is why these guys entertained probably not very strongly, but possibly bringing in a guy like Aaron Rodgers, man. Like this is kind of what I'm talking about, because your butt's going to be on the line. For the record, I think they made the right decision sticking with JJ McCarthy. But I can understand why you, for a minute, can entertain a veteran Hall of Fame quarterback like Aaron Rodgers coming into play when your butt's on the line. It's easy for people to sit in their recliner and in their studios and all that type of stuff and having opinions. But your butt's not on the line. So I can understand KOC and Kwesi and those guys entertaining that for a minute. Here's the pressure that I think a lot of people don't realize, man. There are other young coaches that have won playoff games. McVay, Shanahan, LaFleur, they all made early playoff runs. KOC needs to keep up. He hasn't won that playoff game yet. There's going to be that pressure, UP Nation. Anybody kind of think of that? There's definitely going to be that pressure on KOC to get that first playoff win. I think the odds are kind of stacked against him. Not saying that it's going to happen, because I expect the Minnesota Vikings to have a great season. But the resume of the league shows that when you bring in an inexperienced quarterback, you go through your trials and tribulations. So that playoff run next year is not guaranteed. I don't care what the roster looks like. A lot of it depends on JJ McCarthy and how KOC can cultivate and develop the young man through those tough times that we all know the NFL season has. So I've been thinking about this stuff, man. The pressure on KOC is going to be there. KOC really isn't being talked about enough in this. It's all JJ McCarthy. And KOC, regardless of what you think, I don't think he is on the hot seat by any stretch of the imagination again. He just signed a contract extension. By the way, get Kwesi's done. You got to get Kwesi's done. But he just signed a contract extension. So I don't think the Wolves are even close to looking elsewhere. I'm just saying we don't even want to look in that direction. And that's where the pressure comes. That's where the pressure comes with KOC. You know, he's been labeled the offensive guru. That label is on the line. Man, he's got weapons all over the place. If he's a quarterback whisperer, let's go. If he's an offensive guru, offensive genius, let's go. We got to see it because everything is there. Everything is in place. He's got the weapons. This team has been transformed. He's got his own staff now, man. He had an opportunity to keep McNown and B-Flow. He's got his boys back. The coaching staff is in place. I think there was the expectation that we may lose some pieces. We didn't lose a lot from our coaching staff, not like the Detroit Lions did. I mean, they were gutted. And if people don't think that is going to affect the Detroit Lions, they're crazy. Being that they chose to go with JJ McCarthy, there is no quarterback controversy, in my opinion. I know they haven't named JJ McCarthy QB1, but I don't think you have to name JJ McCarthy QB1 in May. But he's going to be QB1. Barring some unforeseen injury, knock on wood, or something happening, JJ McCarthy is QB1 for this team. So there will be no quarterback controversy to deflect anything in terms of the wins and losses. Flores' defense is going to be stacked. It's probably going to be the best version of Flores' defense that we've seen since Brian Flores has been here. And, man, that's freaking scary, dog. That's scary. If this is going to be the best version of his defense, oh, my God. Let's wait and see and get the popcorn ready. Because B-Flow's defense, for my taste, has been stellar. They've come up short sometime in spots, but I don't think he had his full complement of players. And you saw the switch from first year to second year last year, and I think third year is going to be even better. The NFC North is winnable. Not scared of the Lions. Again, I think them losing their coordinators is going to bring them back down to earth a little bit. The reality of this, man, is JJ has more time than KOC. JJ is going to be here for the duration. He's probably going to be the future franchise quarterback for 10 to 12 years if everything goes well here in terms of his play. Head coaches in the NFL don't have that luxury. Like, they got to get it done now. The average lifespan of an NFL coach is shrinking by the day. Just ask the head coach for the New England Patriots last year. Things can flip on his head very quickly. Man, the ownership and the GM dynamics is in place as well. Full support for KOC. Kwesi fully supports KOC. So everything is in place, man. Just a lot of pleasure. JJ McCarthy may be the new face of the franchise, but this year it's Kevin O'Connell's reputation that is kind of on the line because he has all of this stuff in place, UP Nation. Do you trust KOC to lead this team to the next era? I do. But what are your thoughts? Put them in the comments. Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear, are you fully confident in KOC? If so, let's go. If so, let's go. If you're not, if you're concerned, let me know what you're concerned about when it comes to KOC. This has been Unconventional Playbook. Please hit that like and subscribe button. Also, we're adding to the wall today my guy, Norpheus. Again, since day one, man, you have been putting out great content, great comments, chiming in. You know, again, with all of my UP Nation people, we don't always agree on everything, but I love to have debates. So, Norpheus, you go up on the wall, man. This has been Unconventional Playbook. Please hit that like and subscribe button, and we will see ya when we see ya. Skol!